Okay, back at it again for the first time in a few days, because besides being away I've had a few other problems, so today I'm going to finally get into it and I'm going to start finishing these off today. So what I'm about to do is drill them, and these ones, the centres on these ones are 75, centres on these ones are 78, so that's why there's the difference. So I've had a bit of a clean up in here. You would not believe, this is pretty good, you would not believe the fucking mess that was out here. It was unbelievable. So I've spent an hour cleaning up. Oh, not quite an hour, about 3/4 an hour. So I'm going to get started on these. When I get these drilled, I'll bring you back. Righto, got these all drilled, but what I forgot is I've got to take a couple of mil off the top here. So I'm going to go and put them up in the mill, just machine those out. And this one, it's not sitting quite right, so I've just got to run a slot drill just down that, just 2 mil to lengthen that hole just to bring it around, because it's not quite, it's sticking out, just a fucking bee's dick, you know, like. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll start cutting off the other stuff. So I'll get set up in the mill, and we'll go and have some fun up there. Righto, I got this done. I didn't put the bloody camera on, but anyway. You can see I've stepped those down a little bit, so I've got purchase for the bolts, and I've taken the chamfer out. You can see there I bought a chamfering tool, so it's much easier to trim things up, make them look pretty. Now I'm going to put these back on, and I'm going to cut out the bits to make the sides to put the pistons on. I'm going to make it the same width and down around here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to radius it, and I've got to cut it a little bit off the top because that's being at an angle. When I put the other bit on, I'm going to tack it in the corner, and then I'm going to cut a wedge to put in there, so then I'll weld it and shape it so it's rounded. So it's going to be a little bit of fiddling with this one. I don't know even if I'll get it finished today, but we'll give it a red hot shot, eh? When I cut the other bits out and stick them in the mill, I'll bring you back. Righto, it's been a while, but I sort of got in the moment, and story is, I tried to use my boring head to radius this out, but I had to stick a boring bar that far out to get the radius I needed, and it chattered and it broke the tip. I don't know if you can see that. So that chattered and destroyed it. So what I've done, I had a different idea. I've carved it all out there. I just cut those with the grinder by hand, 2 places at an angle, and I just brought that in there to give it that thing, that radius in there. And now I'm going to take just a wipe off that to get it flat, and I'm going to put my bevel on my thing on it, and just put, say, 10 degrees on it, so just so I can narrow down that back end there. So I'll put about 10 degrees on it, lock it in, and then I'll turn over the other side and do the same 10 degrees down to about here. That's what I want to machine back to. So let's do it, eh? I think I've tightened that up. What are we running? High 2000 RPM, that'll do. Alright, where are we? The good thing about it is when I did that, I used this top edge here, so it hasn't affected the bottom one. So did the job, actually did it quite well. I should have videoed it. The amount of swarf that was flying out of that thing was good. That'll be enough. Turn this little bugger on. And you can see that. I can't really turn it too far because it's going to throw the angle out. Let me zoom you in a little bit. If you can see that, it says 0.5, so I'll zero it. I don't know. Will that look weird? I might take it back a little bit. Say 5. Whoops, too much. 5. There we go. Give it a tickle. I think 5 degrees will be plenty. We'll bring it back out a little. What the fuck going on there? Well, I don't know what's wrong, people, but I'll just have to check. I think it's thrown the breaker in the back of the mill. I'll be back. Alright, solved the problem. I finished it off. The breaker in the back of the mill went for some reason. I don't know. I was taking 2 mil cuts. So, shows you the quality of the equipment. So I'll have to take it a little bit lighter. Now we'll flip him over. It's a bit warm, but that looks pretty good. need to mark this so I know where to stop cutting. Cut finishes about there. So, rule of thumb, that'll do. Turn this on. Need something a little bit firmer. Whoops, too much. Oh, you bastard. 5, there we go. Now, let's see if we can trip the machine out again, yeah? We'll do our best, eh? As you can see, I've tacked them all together, but I only leave 2 tacks, but that's fine. Starting from there. It's just making sparks where it's going through the welds. You can't see the hard spots there. Hard spots where I welded it up. Bring it back out wider. It's just about to those lines, so that'll do. Now let's take it out. Worst case, just put it back in and take a couple more degrees. We'll see. Yeah, that's not too bad. Might take another degree out of it. That's good. It's got a bolt there. Could probably come down a little bit narrower here. Either I might put it back in, take this side, just take it down until I come to the top there. I think that should be alright. I don't know, I'm thinking now. No, I don't know. I might take another degree each side, bring it in, because there is actually, if you look, I don't know if you'll see it, but I still have just a little tiny bit there that could come out. So I might put it up to say 6 degrees and just clean that down, and that'll bring this end here a little narrower. I think, shit, that's getting hot. Just let me take the burrs off the outside. Zero. We want 0, don't we? No, we want 1 degree. There we go. It's 1.1, but that'll be fine. Well, 1.2, but you're not really going to see that difference. Right. That's a little bit better. It's not a huge amount of difference, but a little bit. And I'll round those corners off on the linisher because what I'm going to do is drill the holes. I'm going to do them to try and work out how exactly I'm going to do it. But I want to drill the fixed hole, one fixed hole at the top, and the bottom one I'm going to drill and then put an end mill through it and just slot it a little bit so I'll explain when I put these on, but if the angle's not exact, your pistons aren't going to sit flat on top. So if you can adjust it by rocking that backwards and forwards. So I'm going to put a slot under the bottom one of each of them. But I think for now, I think that's pretty much got it. Actually, I might. There's one way of breaking it free is I might put it in flat. Just skim that off, get that weld off. And I'll skim the other side if I can. So let's give me all nice flat surfaces. Close enough. There we go. It definitely doesn't like those welds, does it? Let me see if it's going to be worth doing the other side. Probably going to stick out too much. Take the burr off. Let's see, eh? Take it nice and easy. Alright, I'll get these out, split them, deburr them, and then we'll bring you back when we're ready to start tacking them on the other ones. Okay, deburred them all, raised the corners. What I'm going to do now is I've had a quick look. If I go from here 0 and 5 mil, roughly, you'll see the angle that I need to bring those square. So there's only about 5 mil. So if I do that, I won't need to cut any wedges to weld in there. I can just weld that on, or tack it, cut it, tack it in place, and then it'll come up good. I think I want to try and get these done today. I really do. I can't do much until I drill them. Let me think. I'll come back shortly. I think I might drill them first. Okay, it's the next day, and yesterday I spent the afternoon losing my shit, having a major meltdown. I could not get these things level and parallel, if you know what I mean. Because they've got to go there, but I want them at an angle. And they've both got to be at the same angle. And they've got to be parallel and flat. So what I've done is I'm just going to clamp them on here, and I'm going to see if I can get a couple of bits of flat bar or something just to stick in the fins, just to hold that up, just to support it, so I can get them the same and the same angle. I mean, that's not the bad. I don't know why I pushed that button, but that's not the bad part. The bad part is getting the other side the same. So I'm going to sit here and contemplate for a while, and when I've come up with something, I'll bring you back. I know that looks a bit grubby, but I've got anti-spatter on it, so I don't mark it. I've already done it 3 times, and then I've taken these off and linished the welds off them. So I need to come up with something that I can do to make it happen first time, not after 10 attempts. If I can get this side to work, and I can do something similar to the other side, but I can utilise the air filter as a rest. So I just need to get the angle the same, so that's fine. I'll use my digital angle meter, which I've got here. I'll get the angle the same. Just a matter of holding it in position so I can tack it. And having them clamped to that angle, that's going to keep them parallel. So I'll see what I can come up with. Stay tuned. Okay, hang on. This welder's noisy as fuck. Thank you. So I think I've got it there. They're both the same angle, and they're pretty much parallel. I've put the square on here and they're both flat. So I'm going to pull those off now and see what I'm going to do about the other side before I start welding everything up. But they're not going to go anywhere, and I'm going to take them off and mark them which one goes where. I'll just put centre pops underneath them, so well, they can only go on one way, so yeah, I don't really need to mark them, dickhead. They can only go on one way. So I mean, you can see it's sort of vice grips everywhere, but you can only piss with the dick you got. And that's my dick, so I've got to piss with it. It should be fine. I've still got to trim a few bits, like I've got to cut those down a little bit. I've got to fill those in and then blend it. Fill them in and then grind them down and blend them. Same on the other side. So let me work on the other side and I'll bring you back when I've got it tacked. Okay, there we go. Just tacked on. And I just got those, they're not tight either, but sitting there. That's how it's going to look when it's done, but these will be powder coated black. So I'm going to take all that off now and start welding these out. I'm going to make little wedges to put in here, so I can round it over. Same on all of them. I've got these little offcuts on the floor, so I'll use those, save wasting any more steel. Well, I've got fuck all left anyway, that flat bar, so I'll get started on that and then we'll come back and have a look. Righto, well there we are, they're all welded, they all look like that. That's the first one dressed. And that doesn't look too bad, that'll come up quite good once it's powder coated. It is flat, I've run the file over it. But I'll probably give them another going over before I finish them. I'm hoping to get them all dressed and powder coated today. The other side's a little bit rough, but it's going to be sitting like that, you're not going to see it. So I'm going to get to dressing this side. It's a pain in the ass because everything gets so fucking hot. Grinding it, you've got to keep cooling shit down, but it is what it is, and we will get there. I'm going to start dressing this one. I'd put you in the stand, but I might when I do the last one, just so you can see what goes on. Stay tuned. Righto. Gonna take this down, dress it a bit on the linisher, and I'll bring it back and finish it off by hand. Stay tuned. Righto. That's still pretty hot. What I'm going to do now is I'll test fit them and bring you back before I clean them up and powder coat them. Righto, there we are. They don't look too bad. The thing I like most is put the level across here. Pretty fucking close. Same that one. That's pretty bloody close. They're out this way, but they're both out the same. So I can't get that to sit fucking still. See that? But that's the feet, because the other one's out exactly the same. So just this end needs to come up a little, but that's fine. I can do that. I can lift it up on those bolts there, or screw the feet up a little. So that's come out all right. So now what I'm going to do is going to take them back off, take them out and sandblast them, and then bring them in and powder coat them so they'll be ready to go on tomorrow. So yeah, it's come up pretty good. So with me and I'll bring you back when we've got them in the oven. Alright, they're in there percolating now. Can't see much. I cleaned the glass, you can see a little bit better. Let me turn this on. Oh, there we go. That's better. It'll take a little while because there's got to get a bit of heat in them, but they should be done soon, so I'll bring you back when they're finished. Alright, let's have a sticky beak, eh? Oh, that's fucking beautiful. Give that a couple more, close him over, and I'll just turn the oven off and leave it sit there, let it cool down for the day. So that's going to do me for the day. I'm going to come out, probably have tomorrow off, but I'm going to come in here and clean it. There's that much dust, steel dust in here from grinding and whatnot, so I'm going to go big clean up and vacuum the place right out, clean it up. And Friday I think I'm going to duck down to Qatar to get some stuff for the next 2 desk lamps that I've got to build, and while I'm out I'm going to order the glass, so I might even fit these pistons on tomorrow so I can get a measurement. And I'll go and order the glass. So yeah, it's been a productive day. A filthy one, the same as yesterday. I was out here until after 4 o'clock yesterday doing this, so there's a lot more work in it than I anticipated, but that's good, that's okay. You get it done, and I want to get it done properly, so you know, hopefully I might even get a bit more work out of it. People see this, they might say, hey, I've got a Harley motor laying around, make a table out of it for me. You just don't know. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for hanging out and listening to me waffle on, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe. Peace.